Hello and welcome to AI Market News by LM. Global markets have staged a dramatic comeback, but the big question on everyone's mind is, why the sudden euphoria? Is the war that's been hanging over us finally coming to an end? Let's get into it. Just look at this number. The S&P 500 just had its biggest rally in over 10 months, a massive surge that honestly caught a lot of people by surprise. So what's really driving this? Well, believe it or not, this entire rally seems to hinge on one single, incredibly powerful statement. It's the catalyst that kicked this whole thing off. Yep, there it is. As seen in the provided information, these remarks suggesting a de-escalation in the Iran conflict, well, they just completely flipped the market narrative, literally overnight. And of course, this kind of news unleashed a huge risk-on sentiment across the equity markets, especially right here in the United States. Now, what's really interesting here is just the sheer breadth of the rally. I mean, look at these numbers, the Dow, the S&P, but it's the tech-heavy NASDAQ that really led the charge, just blasting higher. The change in tone from just last week is, well, it's incredible. We've literally gone from everyone worrying about inflation and geopolitical fears to a sudden burst of de-escalation and growth hopes. And this really illustrates the dual narrative perfectly. On one hand, we've got this geopolitical relief, right? But that's combined with this continued red-hot optimism in the AI space. It's creating a super powerful tailwind for tech stocks, which explains why we're seeing chip stocks like NVIDIA outperform and these massive valuations for companies like OpenAI. You can see this shift really clearly in the Fear and Greed Index. It's a key sentiment indicator, and it has just swung dramatically away from fear. It just goes to show you how quickly investor psychology can change. So, with the fear of a wider conflict easing, what happens to those assets that usually rise on uncertainty? Well, they're in retreat. Let's take a look at oil and the dollar. Exactly. A potential end to the war means less disruption to energy supplies, and we see that reflected right here in this sharp drop in oil prices. After seeing a record rise last month, this is a big reversal. And it's not just oil. The US dollar, a classic safe haven asset, is also weakening. Investors are moving back into riskier currencies, and that snapped a 5-day winning streak for the dollar index. So the crucial point here is that we're seeing this play out directly in the major currency pairs. The euro's up against the dollar, and the dollar is down against the yen. It's all connected. Okay, but despite all this market euphoria, some analysts are pumping the brakes a little and urging some caution. And that leads us to the big question everyone is asking. Is this rally sustainable? Is it built on solid ground, or is this just wishful thinking? Based on various news commentary, some strategists are worried this could just be a fragile, short-covering rally. They're pointing out that equity traders are, inherently optimistic and might be jumping the gun a bit. There are real concerns here. So with the market at this really critical juncture, all eyes are now turning to a few key events coming up. The big one, the most important event, is President Trump's primetime address. This is going to be a major update on the Iran situation, and you can bet the market's next move will likely depend on the specifics revealed here. But, beyond the geopolitical headlines, we also have to pay close attention to the economic calendar. Based on investing.com, we've got data points like the ISM manufacturing report and jobs numbers coming out. These will give us a much clearer picture of the underlying economy. So with global markets hanging on the words of a single speech, we're really left to wonder, is this a genuine turning point, or is it just a temporary truce in all the uncertainty? This video is automatically generated by NotebookLM, an AI-powered tool. The reference sources used in this summary are listed in the video description. As this content is AI-generated, there may be errors in proper names, pronunciation, or unnatural speech. This video does not provide investment or trading advice. Please make investment decisions at your own discretion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.